The movie begins with Alma, who had just returned from. Suddenly her daughter Rose appears and startles her, but she was only joking around because it was Alma's day. Rose tells her mom that she's heading to work since she works night shifts. We know she will. Alma tells Rose not to be late, as she met a wealthy man who invited them on a trip on his yacht. In the morning, Rose comes back exhausted, barely able to keep her eyes open. She's worn out from work. She ends up going on the trip with her mom, even though she didn't want to. She doesn't even like the sea and can't swim, but she went just to make her mother happy. When they arrive at the marina, Rose asks her mom, "What do you even like about that?" "Just his money." Alma replies, "I don't care about the money. I love him because he's handsome." Rose says, "You've only known him for a month, and now you want to spend 10 days with him at sea? Who would be okay?" "I don't even know him or what he looks like." Alma, "Stop talking like a child. We're going on an adventure. Look around you. This place." A little while later, the man arrives. His name is Derek. Alma goes down to greet him, while Rose tells her she'll join them shortly. She stands in a corner to smoke a cigarette. She notices two men staring at her mother. One of them approaches and offers to help. Alma thanks him and politely declines. Rose joins her mom, and they get introduced to Derek. They board the yacht, and their journey begins. Derek talks to her over the radio and asks her for help. From the beginning, she didn't feel comfortable around him. She goes up to him even though she's not feeling well. He asked her to bring him a rope from the box in the. When she went down, she found a note he had left for her in the box. Rose figured he was planning a surprise birthday for Alma, and that's exactly what happened. Alma was really happy and thanked both her daughter and Derek. He also brought her a gift, just like the one he gave her mother. He told her it was a sailor's knot charm that could untie any problem if she ever felt in danger. Rose thanked him, but deep down she thought, "This gift looks just like your face." A little while later, she asked him, "Are you a cop?" He replied, "No, I used to be. Now I'm a private security advisor." When they went up to the deck, Alma took Rose's phone and started taking pictures with it. She was standing there, watching to see if any dolphins would show up. Meanwhile, Derek was showing Rose a few things about sailing the yacht. Suddenly, the sail tore, and Alma fell into the sea. Derek quickly threw her a life ring and told Rose to bring the blanket and the first aid kit. When Rose went down, she discovered that Derek had a gun hidden, but she grabbed the blanket and brought it up to her mother. After making sure Alma was okay, Alma apologized for dropping Rose's phone in the sea. She said, "I know how much it meant to you. I'll get you a new one." Rose replied, "Don't worry about it. You're what matters to me right now." That night, it became clear that a storm was coming. Derek went down, shut the windows, and brought out the life jackets, just in case anything happened. When she woke up in the morning, she went to her mother. It was clear she couldn't stand being at sea anymore. Alma told her, "Have a bit of dessert," but Rose refused. So she said, "Then go have a smoke and try to relax a little." Rose was shocked. Alma told her she knew she smoked, but Rose was a respectful daughter and never smoked in front of her mother. When Derek came up to them, Rose asked him, "Why do you have a gun?" He replied, "Because of my job." Then he asked her, "Are you uncomfortable with me being here?" She said, "No, I just wanted to try it out." And she did try it. She noticed the gun had a strange marking on it. It was clear this wasn't her first time holding a weapon. Derek started explaining to her how to handle the gun properly. Later, he gave a ring to Alma, and they celebrated a sweet moment together. Meanwhile, Rose kept drinking until she couldn't feel anything anymore and passed out without noticing. When she woke up, she heard a loud noise and went out to check. She saw someone running toward them. It turned out to be the two men she had seen earlier at the marina. When she tried to leave the room, she heard gunshots. The man who had offered help to Alma was the one who fired. As Alma fell, she looked at her daughter and signaled for her to hide. Rose went and grabbed a gun, but when she came back, the man shot Alma again and also shot Derek in the shoulder, causing him to fall into the sea. The men were clearly searching for something specific. The bald man entered Rose's room to search, but luckily he didn't see her. The one outside shouted, "We found them!" And they left the room. Before leaving, they set the yacht on fire. Rose quickly rushed up and tried to put the flames out. She saw her mother in a terrible state, one you wouldn't wish even on your worst enemy, and she cried over her. She said, "You kept saying you didn't want to come, and now you're not going anywhere." By morning, everything was destroyed. Even the emergency phone wasn't working, but she found Derek in the water. He was still alive. When he asked about her mother, she told him, "She's dead, and it's your fault." She realized the electrical system was fried and the sail was damaged. She went to get him that yellow device and asked, "What does this thing even do?" He replied, "It's useless. It won't help us." Then he told her about the location of a new sail, and she went to get it. She climbed up to set the sail, and they managed to start moving. But after a while, Derek got tired, so she came down to help him. She noticed he had a tattoo with the same symbol that was on the gun. She started to suspect he might be connected to the men who killed her mother. She asked him, "What did those men want?" He replied, "I don't know them, and I have no idea what they were after." As she was cleaning his wound, he lost consciousness. She went down to try starting the engine, but she didn't understand anything about it. She started searching the room, looking for something that could help. That's when she found photos of him with the same men who had killed her mother. She realized he had been working with them and had deceived her. The next day when he woke up, he saw her frightened, holding the charm he had given her. She asked him, "Why did you lie to me?" He said, "Those men are monsters. You're better off not knowing anything about them," he told her. "We need to get the engine running if we want to escape from here." They both went down and tried to fix it. It worked, but only for a short while before it broke down again. The following day, he prepared breakfast for her and told her, "The necklace you're wearing, I'm the one who gave it to your mom." Rose replied, "Impossible. She's had this necklace for years." He said, "I've known your mother for 6 years. This whole time, I've been trying to get closer to her." Without even realizing it, they stayed like that for days until they got close to an island. They launched the lifeboat, and Rose said, "I don't want to leave my mom behind." He told her, "I can't row with one arm. I need your help." She went with him, but as she was trying to paddle, she fell into the water. She couldn't swim, and Derek shouted, "Untie the rope to release the life ring." But she was too scared and nervous. She couldn't do anything. She started to drown. Derek quickly jumped in, pulled her to shore, and gave her CPR. She woke up, but the lifeboat had already drifted far out to sea. They wandered through the forest, not knowing where they were going or what to do. Eventually, they saw the boat near some rocks. Rose ran to it and dragged it to shore. Derek said, "It's almost nightfall. We can't stay out at sea." That night, Derek noticed how quickly Rose was learning everything. He asked her, "Who taught you how to shoot?" She said, "I practiced with friends, but my mom never knew. She hated weapons." He opened up to her as well and said, "I was always slow to learn. Everything was hard for me. I used to imagine I'd become a good cop, but 10 years passed and I achieved nothing. One day, my wife lost faith in me and left. She used to tell me over and over, 'You're a failure.'" Then he said, "You and your mom are kind people. But despite how hard you both worked, you couldn't escape the poverty you were living in." That changed the way he saw the world. Instead of staying an honorable officer, he became a corrupt one. From that day on, he understood the world clearly. He realized that it's the bad guys who get what they want in this world. And the first chance he got to work with those bad guys, he didn't waste it. He clung to it. Then when he had the chance to betray those same bad guys, he took that too and stole from them. He told her, "I don't regret what I did." Then he asked her, "Do you know why?" "Because that captain, he's pure evil." Rose said, "Who is this captain?" He replied, "He's the man who killed your mother." Rose said, "I want to know everything about him." Derek told her, "That captain is capable of things you can't even imagine. He does all kinds of horrible things." He added, "And he's obsessed with little girls." Rose said, "I'm going to kill that captain." Derek laughed and said, "To kill him, you'll need to learn how to lie. Because your emotions show on your face, you'll need to become cold." Then he said, "I'm going to teach you how to tie knots." He tied her hands and said, "Try to untie them." But while she was looking through the bag, she found that yellow device. She asked him, "What's this thing really for?" He said, "It sends signals to a satellite so they can find us and rescue us." Rose said, "But you told me it was useless." He didn't answer and instead asked, "Are you still doubting me? Do you think I let your mom die?" She apologized and said, "No, that's not what I was thinking." Then he pulled out the ring he had given to her mother before she died. She looked at him suspiciously and said, "You took it from her?" He replied, "She died, and I was hoping she could finish the journey with me." But when he saw Rose with him instead, he changed his mind. He said, "You're a beautiful, attractive girl. You're useful for many things." That's when Rose realized he had lied. He never gave the necklace to her mother. He had lied just to gain her trust. Rose was furious. She hit him and grabbed the gun, saying, "Activate the device." He said, "Not until I kill you first." When she tried to shoot him, she realized he had already removed all the bullets. He stood up and started beating her. She managed to escape and hide. In the morning, she woke up to the sound of gunshots. He had cornered her somewhere and was trying to shoot her in the leg so she couldn't run. But then he fell from a high ledge. When she got close to him, she found he was still alive, like a cat with 9 lives. Only his legs were broken. He pulled out a knife and slashed her. He said, "I was going to hand you over to the captain so he wouldn't kill me." Rose finished him off with a rock, then went back to the yacht. She went in and treated her wound, but she noticed water was leaking into the yacht, so she decided to stay in the lifeboat before the yacht sank with her in it. At night, her mother came down to bring her onto the lifeboat, but she slipped into the water and couldn't pull her up. She cried for her all night. In the morning, she fired a distress flare, but no one came. It was useless. Until nightfall, she saw some people approaching her. It turned out to be the same gang that had attacked her mother. They brought her onto a large ship, took her weapon, fed her, and gave her something to drink, then started looking at her in a disturbing way. That's when she decided to take revenge. She fixed herself up well, went up to the captain, and started talking to him in a seductive, submissive way. When he saw her like that, he let his guard down and sent the others away. At that moment, they realized the gun she had was one of theirs, and they figured out she had tricked the captain and killed him. She escaped through a second door quickly. The whole gang started searching for her. She hid in one of the rooms and found a girl drugged and unconscious. Later, she learned that all the girls on that ship were drugged. She also found where they hid the weapons. She went down, got her gun, and from that point on, anyone she saw, she showed no mercy. She reached a locked room, and when she opened it, she found many girls inside. But the bald guy came up from behind and tried to catch her. Just then, the girl she had saved earlier hit him from behind. Rose took the weapon and finished him off. The girls escaped, and the biggest surprise, Derek was still alive. He started hitting her and told her that he had activated the satellite signal, so they came and took him. Now she belonged to the captain. Rose laughed and said, "The captain is waiting for you in hell. I took your advice, tricked him, and killed him." But Derek kicked her down the stairs. He went to get a gun, but when he came back, she was gone. He started following her blood trail, but she had set a trap for him. She struck him, then finished him off with the same knife he had once given her as a gift. She escaped with all the girls on the ship. Later, we see her sitting with an officer, telling him everything that had happened. He recognized how brave she was. The girls were going back to their home countries, and so was she. And that brings us to the end of the movie. Hope you enjoyed the summary. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.